Hello, folks. Thanks for dropping in to check this out. Um, my name is Wayne, and I actually work with Atlassian's status page and Opsgenie products. And what I'm going to show you today is actually webMethods IO connecting up to sending data to and from Opsgenie specifically. I've created a Opsgenie project here that will allow webMethods in the cloud to create and retrieve alert and incident data from Opsgenie. So let's just jump right into it because it's actually a lot more straightforward than I thought it was going to be. So, here are the four: one to create the alert, one to retrieve the alerts, one to create an incident, and one to get incidents. And they all basically use the same types of things. It's just a different URL and parameters that are specified. So if we go into the create alert option, you typically end up starting off with a blank workflow that's got this start and stop, and you would come over to this connector section, which is exactly what I did. And I started looking around to see what products were there. I found the Atlassian Jira product was out there. I found the Trello, T-R-E-L, Trello product was out there. I even found Status Page. Oh, no, helps if you spell it correctly. I even found Status Page out there. But when I went to take a look for Opsgenie, that did not exist. Fortunately, they being webMethods, does have a, apologies for that, folks, can't seem to type right now. They do have a generic HTTP request connector method, which is what I used here. And if you go into it, simply give it a name. And then when you end up on this action configure section, there's really only a couple of pieces for you to configure, right? In this case, I'm selecting the post method to send the message over. Here is the API on the Opsgenie side for where I'm going to send the message. And then, of course, the header type of information. There's two headers that I'm providing, the content type being application JSON, and then the authorization information. And this is important because this is the piece. Once you've configured your Opsgenie account, you'll be able to follow the docs or get a hold of support and find out how to get your Genie key. And that Genie key will allow you to securely authenticate to your environment to post messages. After that, it's just the body of the message, right? So here's the message that I've got, creating a test alert. Everything else that's here was just left as the default. And when you hit next on the other screen, it actually gives you a preview of what the input is that it's going to send over to Opsgenie, okay? And then you're able to hit this test option. Once you do that, it responds with the output, right? And if I pop up here, you'll see that it responded with a status code of 202, and essentially it basically accepted the request and indicates that it will process that request. It'll basically turn the JSON message you sent over into an Opsgenie alert, take care of the notifications and everything else that you have configured over on the Opsgenie side. So that's really all there is to setting these things up and getting them going. So that was the create alert option. Get alert is exactly the same. The only difference being over here, you would use a get method instead of a post. And you're sending to the same alerts API, same type of application content type, same thing about the Genie key, and the input, verification and validation. It's just that the output is going to look a little different. Okay, this time when you send it, you get a status code of 200, and you get a list of alerts that come back. And the key thing to keep in mind is there's pagination. Okay, so if you have hundreds and thousands of alerts inside your environment and you didn't provide a filter to pull back a specific alert, you ask for all of them, you'd get this pagination routine. So you'd basically have to iterate over it to retrieve all the alerts that meet the criteria that you sent over. And that is basically all there is to getting it to work. So the good news is, even though, I'll pop into the create incident just to show you that it's effectively exactly the same. But that's all that's required. The only difference on this side is that I'm sending it to a different URL, right? This is the incidents URL, but the configuration is basically the same, and the body message would be slightly different. So your alert message body is slightly different than your incident message body, but generally speaking, it's the same process, same look and feel, same type of output with paginate. Well, in this case, no pagination here. Oh, this was a create alert, right? But yeah, effectively everything looks and operates exactly the same. So the fact that there wasn't a standard out of the box integration already there for Opsgenie is not a limitation to being able to get this workflow to work. So, if this is useful to you, fantastic. I'm hoping that it benefits the folks that are out there. And if there's additional ones that we need to do, you guys just let us know, and we'll see what we can put together for you. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody.